Hey everyone, this is Mike Mandel from
Hello.
Mike Mandel Hypnosis. I'm Chris Thompson, and
also from Mike Mandel Hypnosis.
We have an interesting question that we want to answer here. I'm going to get Mike to answer. So Mike has a long history as a stage hypnotist. Now we mostly teach hypnosis and hypnotherapy, but most people's first experience with hypnosis, unless they went to a therapist, is they saw
see a hypnosis show.
They've seen you in high school
or someone,
they've seen someone, and they'll usually say something like, well, why do some people just sort of suddenly wake up in the middle of a hypnosis show? I'm talking about the people on stage here, not those in the audience. The people who are hypnotized. Why do they just sometimes spontaneously come out of trance? And if that does happen, how does a stage hypnotist even deal with that?
Well, that's a great question. In my probably 5,000 hypnosis shows over way more than 40 years, this would happen occasionally, in fact, fairly frequently, which is the reason we start with more subjects than we need. I typically started with 15 people seated and 15 standing just behind them. That's what I'd ask for, but sometimes we get 60 or 70 people on
you'd
stage
have overflow
at a big show. Now, that's great if you're a stage hypnotist, because the more people you have to work with, the more people you have to choose from the group in front of you, the bigger it is, the better result you'll get, because you can pick the very best subjects.
In fact, it's very similar to gardening, where if you're planting, let's say, radish seeds or something, because you want to grow radishes, you're going to overplant, right? You know that some seeds will not grow a plant.
Ah, nice. Okay, now I get the radish metaphor. This is interesting, though, because we know the subjects aren't asleep. So don't anybody say, they're not even asleep, they should be alert. No, we just use the term asleep and awake, because that's what the average person thinks. They think that they're in a hypnotic sleep. So we're just complying with that. So if someone suddenly in the middle of a show just goes, a good hypnotist will send them back to the audience. If you have a big enough group on stage, you just say to that person, thank you very much. You can return to the audience now and be released completely from all the hypnosis. You feel great. Something like that.
Whereas it would be a huge disaster to walk over to that person and now spend a whole bunch of time trying to get them back into trance.
Total waste of time. Now, sometimes, very infrequently, somebody will come out of it and they'll seem kind of startled, as though they weren't expecting to. And in those cases, you can, there's a difference between the, oh, it's not working, and the
calibration.
And you just turn back to that person and say, and you can sleep now. And they'll go right back into it. I've done that probably 200 or 300 times. The bottom line is, you want to get them off your stage if you're doing a stage hypnosis show. You don't want a bunch of people sitting there doing nothing. So if they come out of it, give them positive suggestions, release everything, and send them back to the audience.
I can sense another gardening metaphor, but I'm not going to give it to you because that's the end of the video. So prune your garden.
Just did it.
There you go. I did it. Anyway, prune your garden. That's what stage hypnosis is. That's a shotgun approach. And so your broad spectrum, looking to hypnotize as many people as possible from a large audience, thin it down, have a great show. If you want to learn hypnosis for
anything,
I just said that word, hypnosis, for therapy, for entertainment, for conversation, for your life, go to MikeMandelHypnosis.com, sign up for the Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy, because you'll love it. And while you're watching this video, click the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. And what happens after that?
You ring that bell, like Jack the Bell Ringer.
So you'll be notified of our upcoming videos. Thanks again, and good night.